Hey, what's up? So, my name is Essence, and thank you for coming to my channel. Today, I want to talk about my CDL school program. I failed the school program. It was a 5-week program, although it said it was a 6-week program. I don't know if there was anything in the paperwork that said if you don't take and pass your instructor's test before the 5 weeks that you won't get the last week. I don't recall seeing it, but that's what happened to me. I was working for the first 2 weeks, and it didn't make it any better that I had an instructor that she just wasn't really that much hands-on. She was bare minimum hands-on. She allowed me to practice my backing for 2 weeks. I asked her to come in the vehicle with me, and she said no, she wasn't going to do that. She said that she would rather watch from behind. That would help me more, but it didn't help me more. She didn't tell me, hey, by the 5th week you have to have taken your test with me. We get 3 tests. I took one, I failed it. I had 2 more, and I tried to do it actually on the 5th week day, and I didn't even know that, but she said I couldn't do it. I felt like she should have let me do it because she allowed a student from another class to occupy about an hour of our class time. But she said no, she had to go. I was like, okay, cool. I'm thinking I'm gonna do it the next day. She sends me this message in the group chat addressing me, something that she should have personally addressed me. So I called her and asked her why she did that. And then the next day she sent me a text message saying that I don't need to come to training for the rest of the week, to come on Monday to talk with the director. I came on Monday and they said that you have failed the CDL program. And I was like, what? I have 5 more days left. And they said, well, if you didn't get an appointment by the 5th week, by the start of the 5th week, then you're automatically failed in the program. What I would say to someone that is doing CDL, it was actually Monday through Thursday from 5 p.m. until 9 p.m. Most days we left around, the first few weeks we left around 8:15 p.m. We would usually start around 5:25, and the last couple of weeks we were leaving like 8:30. I want to give you advice when it comes to CDL, because if you have a teacher that really don't like their job, want to sit in their car on their phone, or thinks that you should get everything perfect the first time, yells at you, uses derogatory statements at you and things like that. That can be, for me, that was really discouraging. I should have reported it early, and I didn't, because I was thinking she's the only CDL instructor. If I report it, then she really gonna be mad at me and she really not gonna help me. But you can't live in that fear. You just have to face it as it comes. Ask questions, like, this is a certain amount length program. By what day do I have to actually have my test done in order for me to be able to move forward? Because they said that they're utilizing the last week of class for people who've already been scheduled for tests so they can practice. Make sure you ask that question. Also, if you go to another place, it's better to lie and say you were not fired from a job than fired. Because I wanted to go to KLM, and I told the truth on my application, and I told them that the last job that I had worked at, I had got fired from the job. And they said I have to be working 6 months in order to be able to come to their CDL school. And I was just like, but the job didn't have anything to do with trucking. And he was like, well, that's just our policy. Yeah. So I would just highly suggest that Number one, have your permit. If they allow you to get your permit with them, get your permit before you go to them, because you want to utilize all of your time to focus on driving. Also, study as much as you can study as far as how to do the maneuvers beforehand. Find three maneuvers, two maneuvers that you just focus on teaching yourself in your mind before you go to the school. I would suggest straight backing, understanding it, and reverse offset. Just trying to have a better understanding. I would also learn my pre-trip for my in-cab and exterior prior. That's even more important than learning the straight backing and the reverse offset. If you know your pre-trip prior and you have your permit, it will allocate more time for you to focus on other things. I think it should be illegal for these schools to be able to do 4 and 6 week classes. It's absolutely diabolical. They should regulate that it should be a minimum of 8 weeks, and that anyone who graduates gets it before then, cool. But you're driving something that is extremely heavy, and it's not just your safety that is on the line, but it's also the safety of other people on the line. People are passing these tests with the bare minimum, and they just assume, well, you'll get your practice when you get with your company. So now I'm trying to find another school since I couldn't get into KLLM. I'm in a small town. I was told that I could come back to the program, but the government or the state paid for the program. If I go back, I have to pay for it myself, and it's $2,500. I quit my job that I was only working for 2 months to be able to go to this school, so I don't have any money to pay. I've been thinking okay, I don't even want to deal with that same instructor anymore, but I'm mature enough that if I have to, I will. And since I already know everything, she can be however she wants to be. I decided to tell her when they kicked me out of the program, and the director said I should have brought my concerns earlier, which she's right, I should have. But I was just I don't want to make things worse. I don't want her to be, she's already not really helping me that much. I don't want to make things worse. But you can't allow that fear to stop you from doing what you need to do, because you're on a short time slot. So, but yeah, the director said that I could come back and apply again if I want to, but I would have to pay out of pocket. So that's the advice that I would give you. I don't know what direction I'm going. I might get a job, save the money. Registration starts again next month on July 8th, but I won't have $2,500 on July 8th. But luckily, you don't have to pay when you register for the class. You have to pay on your first day of school, and the school starts on August 29th or something like that. But I'm mature enough that if I do have to take that option and I can get a job, I'm in the Delta. It's the poorest place in the nation. And if I am able to get a job and save that money, then I'll go back to the same school, because of the simple fact that it's the easiest route that would have been available to me. Yes, the instructor is not, to me, she doesn't have a good heart. She's just not, she doesn't have that empathy, hey, I want to help you win. What can we do to help you get this? She literally let me struggle on backing for 2 solid weeks before I got it. And when I literally asked her, can you just come sit in the vehicle with me so you can see what I'm doing wrong? She said no. She said I could help you better by looking at the back. How the hell, if you've been looking at the back all this while and it hasn't helped me, why won't you come and sit in the vehicle to see if it's a possibility that you could see? And had she sat in the vehicle with me, she would have seen that although I was turning left and right, that I wasn't turning 3 o'clock, 9 o'clock. or I needed to turn to 2 o'clock and 10 o'clock. But explaining that 3 o'clock, 9 o'clock for straight backing would have saved me so much time, and I wouldn't have wasted so much time on straight backing. But now I got it. I don't need her for that. I don't need her for reverse offset. She did give me instructions on how to do reverse offset. But I was still new at it. So the other people had like 2 weeks to work on it, or 3 weeks to work on it, and I didn't have that much time, so I got it right at the end of the 5 weeks I had the reverse offset. And I was still, sometimes I would mess up, but it was kind of like the last time I did it, she was like, we about to go on the road, so I was feeling rushed, and I just was like, whatever, I'll do it again another day. I didn't really take my time. And but I have the reverse offset. So now that I have this, now if I go to another school, they're going to be teaching alley docking or parallel parking, and I have to learn something new, which I really don't want to learn anything new. I really just want to get my CDL license and then learn that with the company that I'll be working for. That's what I prefer. But Roadmaster, they make you take out a loan. I think it's like $9,000, and you do get tuition reimbursement through the company that hires you. They work with certain companies. They're a third party. But you don't have to sign a contract. So you're not contractually obligated to a company, but if you leave, if the program costs $8,000 and they're going to pay for it, and you leave at 6 months and it's $4,000 left, you're going to have to pay that $4,000 loan, because the loan is in your name. Yeah. And I would really just make sure to know my in-cab and exterior inspection before going to CDL, and have my permit, because it's a lot that's packed into 6 weeks, and you're only there, really, you don't get the full 4 hours depending on your school. The school I went to, you didn't get the full 4 hours a day. Number one, you're sharing it with other students, and number two, you might not start as soon as you get there, depending on the school. And if it gets dark at 7:30, 8 o'clock, you have less, you can't see as well. So just keep that in mind. At the end of the day, I don't want to have to take my CDL permit over, but I'm on my renewal. You can renew one time. It expires in November, and if I don't utilize it by then, I'll have to take the test again. I don't want to take the test again, but I will take the test again. My medical card will still be good, but I would have to take the test again. That's the good thing too, that my medical card will still be good. I'm sad. I am sad. So I just wanted to make this video because I don't see I only saw one video, and it wasn't really talking about the things I'm mentioning, the way I'm mentioning it. Don't you go to that school and you ain't got no permit already. Don't you put yourself in that overwhelming stress. Don't do that. Don't you go to that school and not practice, already know your pre-trip. Even if you cannot identify all of the parts under the hood, because every truck is a little bit different, if you can just find a video that will tell you the components, and you can study the components, memorize the components, when you get to the vehicle, you'll be able to point them out. So that way most of your time can be focused on just driving. And even watch videos on turning left and right, wide turning, how do you do it. That's what I would suggest. Don't position yourself to be nervous whether it be from an instructor that yells or nervous because you're just nervous. Don't position yourself for it. Just be prepared. I wish everybody good luck on this journey. We all just trying to get ourselves in a better position, and it really sucks to fail CDL school, because the state paid for my training and they will not pay for it again. I would have to pay out of pocket. If I was in the city and they had a $2,500 class and my bills weren't too much, I would definitely be able to save that money really quick. But I'm in the Mississippi Delta, so I'm not able to save that money as quickly. So don't make the mistake that I did to not speak to your director early when you need to, and have an instructor who just doesn't care if you pass or not, just don't care, and will not put in that necessary emphasis to make sure that they're doing everything they can do to help you. All right, peace.